Hi, and welcome to the third installment of cartooning tips and tricks with a guy named Krishna. I'm your host, Krishna Sivaram. You can find my work at SivamStudios.com. You can find my portfolio at KrishnaDraws.com. I'm a cartoonist, I'm an instructor, and I'm also an active freelance illustrator and artist. And the purpose of these videos here is to go ahead and share some insight, some cartooning tips and tricks that will help you out as you're working your way through the idea of cartooning. Today we're going to talk about arms and legs. And we're going to talk about some simplified exercises that you can practice to get more proficient with drawing arms and legs. Last week we talked about the idea of using volumetric shapes and finding the hidden flower sac. And the first SivamStudios video we talked about line quality. You want to watch those two videos to kind of get up to speed on some of those tips and techniques. So if we look at arms and legs, we want to think about the idea of using volumetric shapes. The cylinder is a good representation for arms and legs. This is a perfectly symmetric cylinder, and what I mean by that is that if I were to draw a line exactly in half, the left edge would fold over the right edge. These two lines here are parallel, and they will never intersect. When you're dealing with shapes that are symmetric, like this particular cylinder, the end result is the drawing will look somewhat flat. So we're going to look at tapering this cylinder to give it some more form. It'll be an asymmetrical form, so I'm actually going to draw a tapered cylinder. I start out with a circle. I draw a straight line, then I draw a curved line, and draw the bottom edge. So this is a tapered cylinder, and you can see by these arrows that I'm going to draw here that this is actually a rounded form, meaning that if I were to extend these lines through the back of the tapered cylinder, the line goes all the way around, much like latitude and longitudinal lines go around a globe. Okay, so when we're drawing, we're actually visualizing something in 3D and not just trying to draw flat. So how does this help us draw arms and feet? Well, let's go ahead and make a new layer. We'll hide this, and we'll start off with a little bit of review. I've got my pinch and my stretch. We covered this in the video, previous video. And we're going to now add our arms. I've got one tapered cylinder. I'm going to have a sphere and another tapered cylinder. On the other side, I'm going to indicate dashed lines for the areas that we can't directly see. I have a tapered cylinder, sphere, tapered cylinder. And I will indicate the fact that they are rounded forms. You don't have to do this when you're actually drawing your own characters, but I like to do this for myself when I'm teaching this to my students, so that there's like a little bit of a reminder that this is actually a rounded shape. It's not just a flat line. Same thing with feet, or I'm sorry, legs. Legs, the other feet. I get legs and feet kind of backwards sometimes, I know. Working on it. Tapered cylinders. Okay. And of course, hands, which is another video altogether by itself, and feet. I'm just using volumetric shapes to simplify it so that you can see where we're going with this. So these are very simplified cartoony hands, or sorry, arms and legs. What if we wanted to add some musculature to this? I'll indicate that here in red. Again, very simplified. So I'm drawing this in stages. When I first start out drawing a character, I'll actually figure out what the pose is going to be for the character and create an underdrawing. After the underdrawing is created, then I go back through and I start adding more detail. I like to think of it as A, V, D. And we'll talk more about this in an upcoming video, but this is line of action, volume, and detail. Detail comes in last. If we look at the idea of actually drawing, it's kind of like the analog that I like to use, or the metaphor that I like to use, is that it's like building a cake. You don't start out with the icing. You start out with a strong foundation and you build up until the basic structure is secure and solid, and then you add the details. It's the same way I approach drawing. So let's just do this one more time. Let's actually draw a tapered cylinder, create a sphere as an interconnect, another tapered cylinder, what you're looking for is a curved line against a straight line. And for right now, don't get too hung up about where the curves and where the straights have to be. Just take it slow, take it easy. Just know that one of your lines has to be a curve, the other line has to be a straight. Just practice drawing these shapes. I think that's the best thing to do before you actually start incorporating this on characters. Practice drawing these shapes. It kind of looks like a turkey leg, right? Curve, straight. And we'll spend a little bit more time adding to this in an upcoming video. If you like what you see here, please hit the like button. Please share it with your friends. Please let everybody know. You can follow me on Twitter at PCWeenies. You can also follow me on Instagram at PCWeenies, where I share my process work for my illustrations. And you can see my portfolio at krishnadraws.com, or you can visit me on my portal page at SivamStudios.com. I look forward to hearing from you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.